Hello there, folks. Welcome to part 2 of my Let's Play Morrowind series. I've progressed a few levels, and I've done a few more quests and things like that. You can see that I'm up to level 15 now. The appearance of my character hasn't changed very much, because I haven't really changed my armor out a lot. I've got a couple of items here that are new. The main one is this short blade that I found in some vampire den. It's an ebony short blade with a kind of neat enchantment on it, which is good for sneaking. My character doesn't do a lot of sneaking, but I'll tell you why this enchantment is neat anyway. It's an ebony short blade, which looks really cool. It's not too crazy looking, which some of the weapons in this game are. And short blades are actually very cool in this game because you can attack with them really quickly. So that's kind of a nice thing. What else? Nothing too much has changed except for my stats, and I've progressed in some of the guilds. I'm a lot higher rank in the temple now, and I'm able to speak with the top guy in the temple at this point. Which is kind of nice, because I'll be able to become a patriarch soon, and then I'll get all that great stuff back, right? What else? Yeah, not too much else different. I've been doing the Imperial Cult quests a little bit more, and they're actually really cool. I am here in front of the Imperial Cult, what is it? The chapel in Ebonheart, and I'll show you some of the ins and outs of the Imperial Cult. What's she looking at? Maybe there's somebody up there or something like that.
Stay as long as you like.
So the Imperial Cult is another one of those guilds that you don't really think about right away in Morrowind, but you get some great stuff. And today we're going to get something really nice. This is Kay. He's in charge of the Shrine Sergeant quests, and he's asked me to kill this witch in an egg mine, so I did that for him. And he's so happy that he gave me a ring with a destructive magic enchantment on it that I can't use. That's okay. Let's go downstairs. There's two more quest givers down here. This guy has me collect donations for them, and the last one that he had me do was to collect a bunch of brandy for a fundraiser. So that's boring. Okay, here's your brandy. He gave me some... Oh, cool. Neat little enchanted gloves there. This guy, I've done all his quests already. He just has you collect alchemical ingredients for him. If you have everything that he wants, you can do all of his quests all at once without living in this room. So anyway, if you do those three quest givers a little bit, enough to get your rank up a little bit, you can then talk to this person. Before we do, notice that my willpower is a little bit low right now. It's at 44, so I'm just going to use this shrine and restore attributes. That's the best way to get your attributes restored. I also have, in case I get something happening to me in some dungeon or something, I made this spell that restores all of your attributes by 1 point, and your fighting attributes by 10 points. What can happen a lot in this game is you can fight these bone walkers that take your strength down, and then, you know, your strength goes down from 70 to 30 or something like that, and there's not really a lot you can do about that, and all of a sudden you can't carry all your stuff anymore. It's a nightmare. So that's a good spell to make. So let's see. This person, Lalachia Varian, I guess, she is an oracle, and she says, "Welcome, Acolyte Shristi. You have proved yourself faithful and resourceful. I am an oracle of the Imperial Cult. Sometimes I'm granted visions. I have the gift of seeing, but not the gift of doing. If you are a doer of deeds, I beg you, dedicate yourself to the oracle's quests, and I promise your rewards will be great in the sight of the night." She's not lying. She's got some of the best stuff in the game. I would ask you to bind yourself to me by solemn oath. Will you swear before the 9 divines to do whatever I say? Yes. I welcome you and give thanks. Speak to me again when you want to perform your first service. Okay. I will acquaint you with my vision of the Ring of Darkness. Or Ring in Darkness. I have seen a ring in darkness. I have seen the Ring of the Wind, a legendary treasure of elsewhere, sacred to Kinnera. I have seen the wind upon a dark elf's hand. I have seen fire gleam upon a dwarf's face. I have seen darkness on a ring of water. I have heard no name whispered in the mouth of stone. Seek the Ring of Darkness, the Ring in Darkness, and bring it to me. Speak with a Dunmer savant and a Dunmer scout to discover the meaning of this vision. Take these gifts. May they make your journey easier. And she gives you some scrolls. Always have Divine Intervention scrolls when you do her quests, because you need them to complete the quest often. Okay, so she gave you a bunch of nonsense, which doesn't really make sense. But that's okay, because if I go tell what she said to a Dwemer scout, or a Dunmer scout, or a Dunmer savant, they can usually make sense of it. And I know there's a Dunmer scout right here. So let's ask him about the Ring of the Wind. Perhaps I can help you. Namu, or No Name, is a cavern in the wildlands of Suna Guradan. Its east-facing entrance is west-northwest of the Dajakrun Yanseramus. At the heart of the cavern is a high-grade chamber flooded, with a central spire rising from the water. The water around the bottom of the spire might be the ring of water in darkness from the oracle's vision. Okay, west-northwest. West-northwest. So that's west and a little bit up. Okay. And it sounds like it's a tall room, so let's just make sure that we have fortify, or levitate potions, because we may have to fly a little bit in this one. Okay. And also, before we go, I have this Grand Soul Gem with a kind of a middling soul in it. And I thought it would be neat. Why don't we make an enchanted item? Now eventually you'll be able to make enchanted items that are constant effect, and so that means that the enchantment that you put on them is always on. That didn't work. But right now, we can't quite do that yet. So I'm going to just make something that I can cast as a spell. There we go. So I'll do that to get my intelligence up a bit. And now I'm going to make a potion out of ash yams and bloat. And that makes a Fortify Intelligence potion, which is great, and I'll drink them. Get my intelligence even higher. Now my intelligence is nearly 400. So despite my very low enchant skill, which is only 21, I'm going to be able to make quite a nice little item here. So you take the soul gem, you use it, and you go make an enchanted item. And this pauldron I'm going to use, and I'm going to go restore health, 10 to 12 points. And 10 to 12 because I know if I go one more, it'll overload the enchantment. So just go 10 to 12. On self. And I'm going to rename it just to fit my theme here. Prayer Engraved Spolder. And you can see the chance to make the item is very high, so it shouldn't fail. Alright, and it says you've successfully created an item. And here we are. Now you might be saying to yourself, like, why did you do that? Well, first of all, it makes it shiny. That's cool. But more importantly, I know it's only 10 to 12 points, and that's not much considering I'm 170 health right now. But, look at this. An enchanted item. Look how fast I can cast this. I just cast it like 15 times, right? So with that, I can bring my my health almost all the way back from 0 really quickly, and I'll never use this up because as I'm walking around, it's also recharging itself, right? So it's a really useful way to get myself out of trouble if I'm hurt later on. So I'm going to use that. And now that we know where we're going, kind of, let's take off. Now to get to where we're going, I know that it's kind of near Sadrith Mora. So I said west-northwest of this Daedric rune, and Sadrith Mora is here, so that's probably the best place to start. And I know I can get to Sadrith Mora directly from Ebonheart by boat. I think I can.
Do you need something?
Go ahead. Walk safe.
So, my previous video a couple days ago, people have been pretty positive. I've got a ton of comments on it, but people have been pretty positive about like, oh yeah, it's cool that you're back, even though you're not making cubing videos anymore. I don't know if I'd say I'm back. I'd probably throw up a few of these just for fun, But yeah, I thought it would be neat to tell you guys kind of what I'm up to. Those of you that are interested, anyway. I'm sure some people won't care, but anyway, somebody mentioned that they thought it would be kind of neat if I told you a bit more about my experience overseas in Japan. And so why don't I do that? Well, we're traveling here. So, let's see. Japan is a pretty great little country. People are very polite. It's easy to live there. Cost of living is very low. Rent is very low. The price of eating out is extremely low. So, I mean, when I get a job in Japan, sometimes people ask me, like, oh no, how much do you make over there? And it's kind of a loaded question in a way, because maybe I only make, I don't know, $40,000 or something like that when you convert it to dollars, but that money will buy about twice as much as it would here in Canada, right? So like my rent, for example, here is almost exactly double what it was over there. And eating out here, like, you can't eat out for less than $25 usually, and then you got to tip somebody too. But in Japan, it's very easy to eat out for less than $10, and you don't have to tip anybody. And the food is good, and the service is good, and it's just really enjoyable to do. So, also, even if you go to like a fancy place like a bar or something like that, there's this bar that I used to frequent all the time, or a little izakaya. I was on first name basis with the proprietor and all of her usual customers, which was kind of cool. But I could eat my ass off and have like 5-6 drinks, and it would still only be like $35, right? It'd be difficult to spend like $60 there usually. So the price of living is very, it makes life very easy over there. You're never really worried about money. At least I wasn't. I mean, you always kind of want to make more. But yeah, very easy to live. The people are pretty great. It is a little bit more difficult to make friends, they say, but I thought it was fine. It's kind of like the same as anywhere, right? Like, you're not going to make friends sitting around in your apartment. If you want to make friends, you go join a club or something like that, right? So I joined a few cycling clubs when I was over there. I brought my bike to Japan and did some cycling. first cycling club that I was part of was extremely high level, which was not fun, but it made me a very excellent cyclist. So, like the first time I went out with them, they basically just said, "You know what? We're gonna climb up this mountain. We'll wait for you at the top for like 10 minutes, but then, like, I mean, if you get up here and we're gone, just go home." Is what they said. And I was like, "What the? That's kind of shitty," but it did really push me to become a better cyclist. So I guess that's good in a way. Anyway, I moved around a bit, so I was part of a few different cycling clubs, and most of them were pretty good. My favorite was definitely Nishimino Pedal Monsters. It's my first one. So yeah, what does that cover? Making friends, how to live, work. Work culture over there is a little bit strange and difficult to get used to. They really, really like you to work, and I mean, we've all done free work for the sake of whatever, right? Now that I'm in healthcare, sometimes you just gotta volunteer a little bit, right? And it's fine. But over there, I worked a lot of free weekends, no overtime, just salary, and they expect it of you. And that's not to, like, they'll tell you that it's for the sake of like the kids or whatever. It's not. It's for the sake of making your boss rich, and it's kind of shitty. Not my favorite thing, especially my most recent job because it was like a very private company. Um, so that wasn't a great part of it. And overtime on a daily basis, some companies expect it. I was pretty lucky in that I usually had a schedule that said when you get to go home, right? But some companies, like, you're not allowed to leave until your boss leaves, which is a little bit weird, right? So anyway, there's some odd things like that. Um, as for dating over there, I know people probably want to wonder about that. Um, I'm not gonna give you advice on that, but I mean, it's the same as anywhere else. Like, you know, when you're a goofy kid and you don't know how to date, it's kind of like that all over again because the girls are a little bit different, or the guys are a little bit different, or whatever. Um, so, you know, you stumble around a little bit, you make some people pissed off because you said the wrong thing, and then you kind of get your chops and you get a little bit better at it, right? Um, let's see here. Where is this dumb place? Alright, so that was, I got kind of lost. It's too bad, because I try to do these without having to edit the video just in one take, but that's okay. So I finally found the place. It's that door over there. They gave us some bad directions, because they said that it was west by northwest of here. This looks like just northwest of there, and also, do these look like grazelands to you? This looks like a fucking swamp. So anyway, so no wonder I got lost, but I did find the place. And there's a dead guy in here because I wasn't being careful to make sure that I was actually recording. So I came in here and I killed that guy and started a fight with that chick, and I picked up some loot out of those boxes, but that's all you missed, so let's just continue right on from there. Now actually, I'm not very good at a short blade, and I know that in one of these boxes there was a dwarven battle axe. I'm just going to equip that. I'll carry this around for a couple minutes. Oh, look at all these bows she has. 1 to 15. 1 to 25. Oh. Do they look cool? Yeah, they look okay. Not worth losing that much damage, though. Take their money, though. Okay. So I was saying earlier, just to myself, that when you start coming into these smugglers' caves and stuff like that, the loot is level-based. So you actually start getting some really nice stuff. Now I'm level 15, and at level 15, I've already, just in this room, found 4 Grand Soul Gems, which is great. That's how you get the best enchantments in the game. You need a Grand Soul Gem and some Golden Saint Souls. Kind of starting to doubt that this is the place. This seems like it's something else. It's Namu, right? Yeah, that's right. Now I'm going to switch back to this sword to fight these guys. Critical damage. Because I want to try something. All Dark Elves have the power of Ancestor Guardian, which is 50 points of Sanctuary. And you can use it once a day. So I'm going to use that. And I'm also going to use this short sword with the chameleon effect on it. And we'll see just how hard I am to hit.
Let's see what you're made of.
So you can see that with a combination of those two effects, like, I'm really difficult to hit. I might not get hit for the rest of this fight. And especially if I drank like an agility potion or used a blind spell on these guys.
You lost this round.
Oh, I've lost, have I? Ooh. Incidentally, those agility potions that I made really make leveling up like a weapon that you're not good at very fast. Because the quality of a hit doesn't matter, it just matters whether you hit or not. So if you put those potions, if you drink a couple of those potions and then pull out like a dagger or something that you're at level 5 with or something like that, you might be getting a level up every 10 or 12 hits with the thing. So yeah, you could really blow through the levels. I think my short blade is now at like 40 or something like that. 47. Well, it doesn't matter. Okay. Ah, here we are. Oh, they spotted me. Now, in real life, you can't hold a bow like this. Alright, so that's probably the guy that has it. Yes. And what does he have? The Ring of the Wind. Fortify agility 30 points with a constant effect. So I'm going to put that on. And I'm going to watch my agility jump up from 50 to 80. And as long as I'm wearing that ring, my agility is that high, which is very, very nice. Wow. Never noticed that before. Night Eye 20 points, constant effect. That'll also brighten up my game a little bit. Cool. I didn't know he had that. And look at all these containers I can look in. Pants, boring ingredients. Lin is good. Ash statues. Arrows. Some scrolls, some brandy. Moon sugar is good for fortify speed.
You've got my ear, let's hear it.
Look at those dope gloves he has. I hope he gives them to me later. Okay. Not very good at lockpicking, but... yeah. Money. Some books. Cool. What are these? Don't really want any of those. Okay. Let's talk to this guy.
So, where are you from?
Is he hitting on me? Praise the Nine, have you come to my rescue? I was seeking trade opportunities with the Ashlanders when I was attacked by outcast Outlanders. I was separated from my bodyguard and took refuge in this cave, where I was seized, robbed, and held by this battle mage, Galmus Dren, to be sold as a slave. I prayed to Zenithar for divine intervention. You must have been sent in answer to my prayers. Lucky for me you came prepared, not just for yourself but for others. Don't worry about my stuff. It wasn't worth anything. I just want out of here. Give me that scroll and I'm free. So, if you have a divine intervention, it's a pretty easy thing. If you have a divine intervention scroll, you can get these bonus things at the end of the Oracle quest. There's always some person there. We'll figure out who they are in a minute. Thank you and goodbye, but before I go, let me give you a gift. They took everything, but I managed to keep these gloves hidden on my hands. I've always been fond of them and their maker. Wear them in good health and in remembrance of me. Alright, so he gave me some dope-ass gloves that have cool enchantments on them. This one charms. This one is like fear and silence and blind. Right, that's neat. Okay, so I've pretty much checked this place out. I'm not sure, just for the sake of completeness, I'm going to see if there's anything in the water. I'm pretty sure there isn't. The developers like to put like a chest in water sometimes. Nah, I don't see anything. So, where are we going to go? Elm Civvy might take us to Melagmar from here. Yeah. And then Divine Intervention. From here might take us to Ebonheart. No, just Wolverine Heart. That's okay.
Oh, yes, what is it? Did you want something?
As you play this game, you kind of get used to what's closest to where, and it makes travel very quick. You just need to get within the sphere of the closest Imperial Cult altar is Ebonheart. and then cast, and then you're right there, right? So here we are.
Well, friend, what brings you here?
Get out of my way. I've got a blight disease. Oh,
You want something?
there's an altar right here. Alright. Do you have news of the ring in darkness? So you found the ring of the wind in darkness and brought it out. Mention John Hawker. How strange. And these tokens of Zenithar, they bear remarkable enchantments, strikingly appropriate to the god they honor. I wonder, might you have been tested by an avatar of the god Zenithar himself? Strange, very strange, but you've done well. And it is clear to me that you are meant to keep the ring for yourself, to keep it safe, and to use it in the service of the Nine. Congratulations! Speak to me again when you are ready to undertake another of the Oracle's quests. Cool. So that's mostly why I wanted to do the Imperial Cult. If you are really into blunt weapon, you want to continue the Imperial Cult. Definitely. But I think with those two enchanted items, I've done a good day's work. And that might be just about the end of my video.